All right, what's up out there to all of my fellow gold diggers? This is your girl Rita, also known as the self proclaimed gold digger. If this is your first time to my channel, welcome. I am so glad to have you. But if you are a fellow gold digger, welcome back. Y'all know I love and I appreciate each and every one of you. So, welcome to Tipsy Tuesday. Tonight, we are going to be talking about our relationship with money. Do you have a healthy relationship with money and your finances, or is it more of a toxic relationship? And we're going to be talking about, are you financially mature or not? Okay. So before we get into it, y'all, I just have to check all of my social media channels really, really quick to make sure we are all good. Um, and then we're going to jump into the topic. We've been talking about money and credit a lot lately. For the past 2 times, we've been talking about credit. So I'm kind of just continuing this conversation, and I have some exciting news. I have a couple of church announcements for y'all today as well. Let's see. Okay, I am good there, and let me check one other spot to make sure I am good. Let's see. Everything is good there. All right. Yes, we are good there. All right, y'all. So we are good. And I see we already got some people joining. All right. What's up, April? I haven't seen you in a while. So good to see you. April says, hello. Hello, everyone. I am so glad to have you back, April. And look, we also have Still Rocks. Still Rocks, thank you for always showing support. Good to see you as well. And then April, April, you always got some jokes. You say, money stay trying to leave me. I'm trying to make it work, but it just does not want to be with me. Well, we're going to talk about it tonight. I got a lot of tips tonight. Y'all, I'm really trying to keep this short, but I don't know because I do have a lot of tips to share with y'all. But we're going to see how everything goes because I have some other stuff I do need to do afterwards, but hopefully this doesn't run over. If so, I might just have to make it a part 2 like I did with the credit. And April says, thank you. Good to see you, girl. All right. So y'all, let me stay on topic. So we're going to be talking about, are you financially mature? And this all came about because of the last 2 weeks. We've been talking about credit, how you can build your credit and things of that nature. If you haven't checked out those previous lives, be sure to check them out. It had a lot of helpful information. And y'all, okay, so here's what happens, y'all. So I find out information about the credit, and I won't say I hyperfixate, but maybe I do hyperfixate on stuff. So now I won't say I went down a little rabbit hole, but I have started looking at different things, and y'all, I have learned even more than what I shared with y'all on the previous lives. But I'm not going to do another. I said I'm not going to do a third part of the credit thing. I'll probably share that stuff at a later date, but it's even more stuff that I'm learning. And just like I was telling you with credit, it's like once you learn the game, once you learn the system, you just got to play according to the rules so that you can make the most out of your situation. All right. So if you are new to Tipsy Tuesday, thank you so much for joining. Basically, what Tipsy Tuesday is, it's just a play on words where I come on Tuesdays and share some tips and we take some sips. Now, it does not have to be an alcoholic beverage that you're sipping on. You can sip on whatever you want. Right now, your girl is trying to be healthy and trying to get ready for summer. So right now, I'm just sipping on some water. So that's all I am sipping on for Tipsy Tuesday. We do have a Tipsy Tuesday theme song. I'm going to go ahead and do that. Once you hear that, that is your official welcome and introduction to Tipsy Tuesday. If you know the song, go ahead and sing along with me. All right, here we go. Tip to Tipsy Tuesday. Tipsy Tuesday. Tipsy Tuesday. Get your tips and pass the dues. Say Tipsy Tuesday. All right, so welcome everyone to Tipsy Tuesday. I do have some church announcements going on. So I did we've been talking about credit, like I mentioned before. I've also have done some side hustle consults with a few of you guys as well. And even when y'all reach out to me about mystery shopping, side hustles, things of that nature, money stuff. money is a big theme. So we are going to be talking even more about money. I want to make sure I'm helping you guys to grow your money, also to use your money responsibly, save, all that kind of stuff. So we're just going to dive deeper into money. And what I have decided, I also share with y'all too, that I'm trying to get better about the live topics and stuff like that, and giving some more foresight and thought into what I'm coming up with in regards to the topics. So that's why you have been seeing a consistent theme, because your girl has been trying to plan things out like she's supposed to, instead of coming up with stuff at the last minute. So you have seen a consistent theme, and we're going to continue along with that theme about talking about money. And there is a book that I read probably a couple years ago when it came out, and it is by Tiffany Aliche. Y'all have probably heard of her because she is Tiffany the Budgetnista, and it is Get Good with Money. So what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to reread that book, and based off of the principles that she has spelled out in the book, I am going to be presenting to you the different topics that the book covers. Now, I do encourage you to read the book for yourself, because it was a great book. It has a lot of information. And I think it's going to be good for me to go back and read it, just because I need a refresher. I need a reminder. I think all of us need like daily reminders when it comes to our money, until we have it set and automatic and stuff like that, and we have enough where we can retire on and do not have to work. Until then, I need daily and consistent reminders. So I think this is going to be helpful for me as well, as I learn and relearn the stuff from when I first read the book, as well as I feel like when I have to explain it to someone else, I always get a better understanding. Like when you have to teach stuff to people, you got to make sure that people understand. So you have to break it down in a level that they can understand and explain it that way. So it helps me to better understand stuff when I have to teach it or share it with you, because I'm not a teacher. I'm just going to be sharing it, sharing the information. But I do, if you want to read along with me, I do encourage you to get the book and read as well. I have it in my audio, so I haven't even looked at it, but I'm going to start reading it probably this week so I can have it to present to you. But I remember the topics are pretty deep and heavy, so I'm probably going to do like a chapter a week. Like I'm trying not to cover too many topics. Like I don't want it to I don't want to throw too much information at you at one time or whatever. And from what I remember, she really does go into a lot of detail in that book and everything. So I might just do it chapter by chapter. If I can combine the chapters, I probably will, or whatever. Because I forget, I think she has like 7 or 8 different money principles that she talks about. So probably like just breaking up those and explaining those from week to week. So that is your one of your church announcements there. Also, my second church announcement that I have is, please join me. I do not have the link, but on tomorrow, I am going to be a panel facilitator. And this panel is a virtual panel. It's open to the public. And we are going to just be talking about how we can serve minority communities and things like that who have been impacted by COVID. So we're going to have a great panel of guests on, and I'm just going to be facilitating the conversation. So I hope you can join me on tomorrow. That is going to be Wednesday evening at 7 p.m. If you follow me on Facebook or Instagram, I'll definitely have the link. The link is already posted on my Facebook page, or the information is definitely posted on my Facebook page, but I'll definitely have a link to that tomorrow, and I'll see about posting a link on YouTube as well, and it's going to be virtually through Zoom, if I'm not mistaken. So I hope y'all can join me for that. And also, I want to mention as well, some of you may or may not know, because some of you have taken advantage of this, I do offer coaching. So I know I don't always, I don't think I've ever really advertised about the coaching and stuff that I do, but I do offer coaching. So if you want to get any type of I won't say any type of coaching. If you want to get business coaching, money coaching, such as like budgeting, mystery shopping coaching from me, then go to my Calendly page. It is linked in all of my social media bios, because I do not have the link right now. If you would like to get coaching with me, I would be happy to help you with that. And thank you to those who have already taken advantage of doing the coaching with me, and let me know about your results and how things have been working for you. So I'm excited for all of y'all for that. All right. So those have been your church announcements. We are going to get into tonight's topic about, do you have a healthy relationship with money? or is it more of a toxic relationship? And are you financially mature? Let me check the comments really, really quickly. And let's see. April says she's sipping water too. And then she's saying, hey. And she loves that song. Yes. Well, thank you, April. Glad to have you back. All right. Now, let's get into tonight's topic. Now, as a little segue to it, I had posted a question earlier to kind of bridge the gap from us talking about credit building and stuff like that. And the question was, and I'm going to answer it really quickly here, is do you think that at age 18, someone should have a credit card? And probably if you saw the Tipsy Tuesday video last week where we talked about that, you may or may not have said yes. I know I got some mixed responses. A lot of people are saying it just depends on the maturity of the child, which I'm glad they said that, because tonight's topic is talking about financial maturity. So it kind of tied in perfectly. Y'all saw how I kind of like segued. I be nudging y'all in the direction I want y'all to go. But but yeah, so it all depends on the maturity of the child and things of that nature. But it is, like we mentioned last week, it is good to, if the child is responsible, it is good for the child to have a credit card. Y'all let me know your thoughts. Do you think it's good for 18-year-olds to have a credit card at that particular age? The reason why, well, I shared with y'all last week, the reason why is because it helps with their credit history too. Adding them as an authorized user is good. And we talked about, you want to try and add them at age 17 as an authorized user on someone's credit card that does have good credit. Okay, don't add them to somebody you got bad credit. Don't add nobody. But adding them at age 17 or at least 6 months before their 18th birthday, that helps out because it helps with their credit history. So ideally, you want to add them to the card that has the longest history associated with it. But also, once they turn 18, you want them to be able to open up their own credit card and begin building credit for themselves. Now, something new I found out since then is that, remember we talked about the 5 different parts of credit. I'm not going to go into that we touched upon on the first credit, the Tipsy Tuesday credit show video or whatever. But one of the 5 parts of your credit score is your credit utilization. And what I found out is that the credit utilization is based pretty much solely on credit cards. So, and that is 30% of your credit score. So if you do not have a credit card, 30% of your credit score is going to be low or down because you are missing that part of the pie. Okay. And that is a good percentage of it. So it is good for them to get a credit card for those reasons. So these are the practical reasons. Now, yes, you do want them to be financially mature and that kind of thing, but yeah, it'll definitely boost their credit score so that it'll help them set them up for future success. Okay, as long as they manage it properly, or you manage it properly. Okay, all right, let's see. I got some more comments, and then we're going to talk about being financially mature. And y'all, I had taken this quiz. Your girl is not financially mature at all, but we're going to talk about some things we can do to help with that. What's up, JY? Good to see you. Thank you for joining. And my hubby is on. He says, I had a credit card at age 18, but I was mature. Were you mature, babe? Were you? But that is good. And then April says, I think we need a money management course at 18 for sure. Yes, I definitely agree. I even would say I would want it even earlier, probably like at like 15, 16, that kind of thing. Especially once you have your license and you're starting to drive and spending money and stuff like that, because that's when it really gets real, like buying gas and seeing how much things cost and different things of that nature. It just gets real once you start being able to travel and navigate on your own. So some kind of money management course, the real deal money management course. I mean, it's good to the basics like budgeting and that kind of stuff. And I mean, at one time when I was growing up, talking about a checkbook, but just making sure you keep your balances correct in your bank account, even though now people don't have like checkbooks or don't use them as often. But that would be very helpful. And just explaining about the credit card, because I know a lot of people, when they first got their credit card, they just thought it was like free money until that bill came in and you're like, oh snap, I gotta pay it back. I I gotta pay it back, and they charging me interest if I don't pay it back or whatever. So yes, explaining that, and I would say putting them in kind of like real life situations, like a simulation, because experience is the best teacher. And sometimes some lessons do not hit home until you've actually had that experience. So it's like if we can simulate some things, like, hey, I would love to, like, I love working with young people. You know, that's what I do in my office and stuff like that. But I would love to like work with young people and say, hey, you're, Joe, you are working as a mechanic and this is your salary. Like your salary is $65,000 a year. Your rent is $1,500 a month. This is what you spend on groceries and all that kind of stuff. Like give them examples of like real life situations so they can see, hey, you don't have money to go to Chipotle. All right. You don't have enough money to go to Chipotle, let alone going to Red Lobster. Like these are the expenses. Then you got to pay your light bill. Then you got to pay your gas. You got to pay insurance on the car. You got to pay your car taxes. It's like all these little expenses that are not necessarily monthly. I would love it if we had a class to show people that and show them real world. This is the real world, because honestly, you're like, okay, I need to pay rent. I need to pay my lights. But it's like all these other little expenses, like your clothing allowance. You ain't got time to, you don't have enough money to get the new Jordans. All right. You just don't. I don't know. You better keep the shoes that you got. So we need that kind of real life stuff. But a lot of us, and I'm being honest, I'm in my 40s. I'm still, like, according to that quiz, and I had already known I'm not financially mature. I'm still trying to get it together. And even knowing the things that I know now, like I said, some things I learned about credit when I was explaining that stuff to you, some of the things I know I should do, but or things that I want to do, I'm limited from doing them because of my other expenses, like with student loans and things of that nature. Just navigating different situations, making different life choices, or choosing certain life choices now, based on the financial decisions that I made at 18, 19, 20. They are still affecting me 20 years later, and I'm still trying to become or be financially savvy as I navigate these different waters that I'm traveling through and everything. So I'm not financially mature. If all of us were financially mature, we probably would be retired right now. Now my goal is to retire early, so I hope to get there very, very soon. Let me look at the comments, and then we are going to talk about what it means to be financially mature. Y'all, I have notes all over the place and some steps to do. These are very practical steps. Some of it is going to feel like you've heard it before. You might have heard it before. It's just doing it. And like I said, we just need those reminders. Like, yeah, I know that's what I need to do. But we just got to take the steps and put it into action. And I will say this, y'all know, I'm about to look at the comments. A lot of it, everything is centered around mindset. I know some of y'all do not want to hear about me talking about mindset. I don't care. You have to have the right mindset when it comes to money. Some of you have a poor mindset regarding money. Your thoughts are, I'm never going to make enough money. I'm never going to get the right job. I'm never going to have this particular type of house, this particular type of car. If those are your thoughts, then that is a negative money mindset, and you have to break out of that if you are going to be able to grow your wealth and become financially mature. You have to tell yourself, I'm attracting money every day. Money is flowing into my life in abundance. I have everything that I need. So you have to start thinking like that and be like, I'm financially savvy. I can figure out how to take care of my finances. You have to just say positive things into your life, because this negative stuff that you're telling yourself, like, I can't afford that. I can't buy that. I'm not going to be able to get my kids this. I'm not going to be able to do that. I'm not going to be able to take this vacation. All that negativity, it's just weighing you down, and it's in your head. So when opportunities arise, you're not best positioning yourself because of your negative thinking that you already have about your money. And that's why I say, do you have a healthy relationship with money, or is it a toxic relationship with money. And it goes back to just like healthy, romantic relationships or friendships and things of that nature. Do you have a healthy relationship, or is it toxic and negative things? And some of these negative things you don't think of, you think about, okay, I don't have any debt, I pay off my credit cards. You think about that as being like, oh, I don't have that negative stuff. But a lot of us have negative mind clutter in regards to us accumulating money, making money, the type of job that we can have, the type of house that we can afford. We have a negative money mindset in those areas, and that's what we need to break out of it. Break out. It's that internal negative mindset. It might not always be the obvious stuff that you see and everything. Let's see. Let me go real quick, and then we're going to talk about the ways to be financially mature. So, and that I'm still trying to do. April says you can't be financially mature when you have no money. You can be 70 going into debt. Yes. Thank you, April, for bringing that up. Financial maturity is not based on age. So there are people, and I am so happy when I see people younger than me who get it. Like, they're doing well, they're successful. And I won't necessarily say just because you're making money means that you're financially mature. But when I see them making good financial decisions, or just making smart choices with their money, I am so happy, because I'm like, they got it. They don't have to go through what I went through. And that's why I say with my kids, I'm trying to make sure like they will never need a student loan. They will never have to borrow any money if they choose to go to school. I don't want them to go through that student loan process. I don't want them to go through credit card debt like I experienced, or anything like that. I want to make sure that they are financially literate and that they have a better understanding about money than I did. And like I said, experience is the best teacher. And I know sometimes our parents didn't always teach us stuff, because also sometimes our parents couldn't teach us stuff because they never even experienced it to know what to teach us. And I know for me, there are going to be things, because my kids are going to do so much better than me. There are going to be things that they experience that is going to be new to them, and they're going to have some issues with, and I can't teach them because I just didn't experience it to that level that they might experience, because they're going to go on to greater levels than what I'm going to be able to achieve. And I'm speaking that into existence. So I get that when it comes to like our parents and stuff like that and teaching us, sometimes they just didn't know. So, but yeah, financial maturity is not based on age. And I see old fools every day. Every day making foolish decisions with their money. But it also does my heart good when I see the young people making good decisions with their money. What's up, Cynthia? She says, hi, Rita and the Gold Digger fan. Thank you so much for joining, Cynthia. And she says, I had a credit card in college. I was not mature. I wilded out and balled out of a budget. Yes. I remember, I know my mom told me not to get a credit card. And I went ahead and I got one because I had got an offer for a credit card. So I had gotten it before I went to college. So I really don't remember, I remember people being on campus and giving out credit cards and stuff like that, but I didn't pay them any attention because I had already had a credit card. And I was like, I don't really need another credit card or anything like that. So I didn't fall necessarily into that trap. And thank you, Cynthia, for liking and sharing. And always forget, y'all, if y'all are enjoying the content, please feel free to like and share. April says, yes, I agree. Real life simulations would be great. We shouldn't have to figure this out on the go. And that's what we've been doing. We've been living and learning. And some of us, myself included, have been learning the hard way. Cynthia says, I learned later and taught my children. They have done way better than me. The baby boy is the most money mature of them all. That's awesome. And he's probably got a chance to see like his other siblings and other people make a mistake. I always say you can learn something from anybody. Like you can learn something every day. You can learn, like, even if someone who is not managing their money well, you can learn like, hey, I'm definitely not going to do my money like that. As well as for someone who is handling their money in a good manner and be like, oh yeah, that's the way I need to be doing stuff. So everyone can teach us something. What's up, Janine? Good to see you. She says, yes, and boundaries. Don't try to buy friends or family. No, that was never my issue. I'm pretty good about boundaries, thankfully. And April says, I could have bought a house at 5 and retired at 11. Yeah, I feel that with them student loans. Jesus. Oh, hold on. Cynthia says money management could be a good course in the after school programs. I would say start small with elementary schools. Oh, that would be good to teach the young ones, just like managing their money. You saying for me to do it, Cynthia? I'm gonna have to pray on that one. I mean, I do want to I do want to do it. I just gotta find I'm gonna have to create some time to kind of really explore that. Jay Rayna, what's up, girl? It's been a while since I've seen you. Glad to have you back. She says, hello, Rita and Gold Diggers. Great topic tonight. I'm still trying to get it together. Girl, me too. If it's such a thing. It is a thing. We are going to get it together. We're going to get it together. We're going to all work and learn and grow together. Tim says, mindset matters. Mindset can make you or break you. So true. Literally speak positive words over your life. And y'all, I hope y'all are speaking positive things in your life every day. I'm about to create some new money affirmations that I'm going to be saying to myself on a daily basis. Cynthia says, amen on the mindset. Jay Rayna says, yes, mindset matters. Yes. And I think not Jay Rocks, Still Rocks, he had mentioned about the stinking thinking. Get rid of stinking thinking. Did I say it right? Stinking thinking. So that you can have the right mindset. And April says, and some are in denial about their money too. I have a friend when she creates her monthly budget, it's for the amount she wishes she made monthly. How does that even make sense? I don't know. I guess she's speaking it into existence. It's a thin line. It's a thin line between speaking it into existence and just outright lying. I don't know what she's doing, but keep speaking. Maybe she'll get it one day. Jay Rayna says, I'll catch the replay. I'm just stopping by to say, hey, no worries. Thank you for stopping by. I'm glad you were able to do so. All right, guys. So let's talk about the things or what some people have suggested, what some of the gurus, because this is not just me. Y'all know I did my research. I did my homework when I came to y'all about what the things you need to be doing to be financially mature. One of the things they mentioned is saving. Are you actually saving your money? And we're going to get into, if you're not, we're going to get into ways that you can be able to save money. But are you saving your money? Do you have a actual like savings plan for yourself? Like I told y'all, I automate my savings. There's a portion of my paycheck that I never see. It goes directly into my savings account. I told y'all that this year I'm actually trying to save even more. There are some other goals that I am trying to reach. And in order to do that, I have to create some additional streams of income to meet that particular savings goal. But are you saving? Now, the next thing for you to be financially mature are not only are you saving, because saving is not enough, but are you investing? If you have a 401k at your job and are you investing into that? If your employer does a match, are you making sure you're getting the match? Because if not, you're pretty much leaving like free money on the table. Okay. So make sure you're looking into those things so that you can be investing. And also, there's other ways to invest. There's real estate investing. There's, if you're savvy enough, you could do like stock trading and things of that nature. I'm not talking about that because I don't know nothing about that. But there are different ways for you to invest. That is not considered, the stock trading and stuff like that is not considered traditional investing. But are you finding ways to invest in yourself? The next thing is, are you managing your debt? Now, managing your debt is not just paying off your debt, it's making sure you're not accumulating more. Now, I'm saying that to you as well as saying that to me. Okay. Okay. Because your girl, I told y'all before, I had to reel in my spending. I did. I've been doing really good lately. I haven't really spent any money on anything, even though I did get a package today, a couple of packages today, but I was within my budget. It was like under $100. So, are you managing your debt? And when you manage your debt, are you paying it off and making sure you are not accumulating more? All right. The next thing is, are you paying your bills on time? Meaning, are you managing your expenses that are coming in? And y'all, there are times I just paid the bills, some of the bills today. Um, yeah, I gotta get better about that. It's just I don't know what it is. I automate my savings. I only have a couple of bills that are automated, that I automate the payments out of and everything like that. But I need to get better about just like automating the bill pay, because your girl be forgetting. And that is not good. Paying these late fees because I didn't pay the bills on time, which goes to managing my debt, because now I'm paying extra on something that I could have done. Are you preparing for retirement? And with that, it's like, do you know how much you need to retire? Do you know at what age you can retire? So even though if you're contributing to your retirement account, what does that mean? What does that look like for you? Like, do you actually have a retirement plan in place? And I'm talking to myself as well. Okay. Also, are you protecting your assets and your income? By that, I mean that this goes more along the lines of like insurance. Like, if something was to happen to you and you could not work, do you have a disability policy, insurance policy in place that will help supplement your income? If for some reason you, God forbid, you passed away, do you have an insurance policy in place that will help your loved ones be able to bury you, go on living their life, especially if you are the primary um, income provider in your household, like, and you have small children or someone or a significant other who is also in the household that you are helping to take care of? Do you have a life insurance policy, and an adequate life insurance policy that will not only bury you but also help them to be able to sustain the lifestyle that they had when you were alive? So those kinds of things, that is all part of our financial maturity. Things that, now these last things are things that you don't want to think about, because these are bad things that can happen. Like you being disabled and you passing away or something like that. These are things that we don't necessarily want to think about, but we need to think about because it happens to people. And the best way is for us just to be prepared if these things do happen. And also, what they had mentioned is just having like a will in place or trust in place, making sure you have the correct powers of attorney, especially if you became sick and you couldn't make decisions on your own. Do you have a power of attorney set up for how you want your healthcare to be provided? Like, do you know what you want to happen? Like, if for some reason you got into the hospital, do you have a healthcare power of attorney? Do you have a financial power of attorney? Like, for someone to be able to, if something happened to you, they could still get access to your bank accounts, be able to pay bills and things of that nature, especially if they're in your name. Do you have a power of attorney in place to help out the people who are dependent on you? Like I said, these are things that we don't want to think about, but it is very necessary. And I see the latter part all the time when it comes to wills, trusts, powers of attorney, all the time. And those are like my least favorite things to do when it comes to being me acting in my side hustle as a notary, because usually those situations are stressful. Usually the person is very, very sick. And then I have to make sure that they actually understand what they're signing. I had an incident where someone did not understand and we could not do the signing and everything. You have to make sure the family dynamic, like nobody is forcing this person to do something or coercing this person to do something to get financial gain and stuff like that. The easiest ones that I have done are usually when the individual is contacting me, the individual themselves. And I had someone contact me last week. They were, it was a couple, they were going out of town on a trip and they were leaving their kids, and they wanted a will in place. They had already had their powers of attorney in place, but they wanted a will in place. God forbid if something happened to them and they died like in a plane crash or something on vacation. They wanted their loved ones their children to be taken care of. So these are hard conversations to have, and we got to be emotionally mature so that we can be financially mature to have these types of conversations. But yeah, it's really hard. Most of the time, the people who are reaching out to me for wills, powers of attorney are like the daughter, the child of their parent or something like that. It's not the parent reaching out to me. And that's what makes it really, really hard. The easy ones are when it's the individual themselves reaching out because they are a sound mind and they have a good understanding, like, this is what I need to put in place to be able to best benefit my family. All right. So real quick recap: to be financially mature, are you saving? Are you investing? Are you managing your debt? Making sure you paying your bills on time and managing your expenses? Are you preparing for retirement? Like, do you know when you'll be able to retire? Like, we don't want to be working. I know I don't want to be working until I'm in my 70s or 80s. Do we know when we can retire and how much we would need to be able to retire? And then also, are you protecting your assets and your income? And that's making sure you have the proper insurance coverage in regards to disability, life insurance, and also making sure you have the proper plans in place, such as your wills, your trust, and the different powers of attorney. All right. The conversation got a little sad at the end, or dark at the end. So I'm going to talk about ways we can become financially mature, because a lot of these things I'm not doing either. So I got to get myself together as well. Okay. But let me see. Let me check the comments. I'm going to take a sip of water. Y'all let me know. Is this helpful to y'all? Is this good information? Talk to me, because I talk back. Okay. Let me know. But let's see. All right. April says she ain't speaking loud enough. I am talking to me as well. All right. Cynthia says, I was just putting the after school money management in the atmosphere. Thank you, Cynthia. Let the Lord use you for whoever the idea is for. Yes, I'm gonna have to pray on that. I do like I would love to be able to speak on this topic, especially helping out the young people. But I don't want to be a hypocrite. That's why I gotta get myself together. I can't be preaching and ain't living right. April says, I want to, but I'm so scared to invest. Do you have a plan with your employer to invest? If you don't, you may want to talk to someone that, I want to say like a financial planner. But I know those can be a little bit tricky to find, and like all the different names and stuff like that. I remember when I first was looking for a financial planner, and they told me I ain't making enough money to be talking to them. They were like, we work with $1 million clients, and I was fresh out of school. I was like, well, no, I thought I was doing good with what I had. I'm like, he was really nice about it though, but I was like, good. I was like, doggone it. I'm like, I don't know how I'm gonna get any help for my little bit of money then. But it just showed me it's levels to this. It is levels to this, and I'm just not at that level yet. But yeah, maybe talk to someone, or as I was doing research, there are different programs and stuff like that. You might want to look into any like community or county programs that might be available that can help. And there's a program, once I go into some of the tips, that I'll mention as well, and you can see if that's in your local area. And then April says, I made all my bills due date around the 5th of the month. So every 1st of the month, I pay everything and I don't have to worry about it. That is good. That is smart. Yeah, because mine are like all at random times. And usually I'll just sit down at one time and do it. But that's not the best, because, yeah, like one of them I paid today. It was late. It like I got charged a late fee. So, but anyway. April says, I worry about that too. What if I break a leg? Oh God, April, I can't mystery shop like that. You'll have to do the online shops and the phone ones or something like that. Yes, look into, I don't even know. One time I was looking at disability insurance. I know some people like it, since you're not working like a traditional job. I know some people, the employer offers disability insurance, but even that, I wouldn't say rely totally on that, because it might not cover everything. And probably, April, for your instance, yes, if you can afford to get your own policy, do so. But if not, that's where like the the state would come in and probably, you know how the people are on disability and they're like, I can't work, I can't do all this because then I lose my disability check or something like that. So that's probably more when this, if you can't afford the disability, that's when the state would help you out. But I know that's a process, even you know, making sure that you qualify, like you have to, you know, go through all the paperwork and stuff like that to qualify for the disability. So if that is your case and if that is your scenario, I would just try to make sure you have a good emergency fund so that, say, if you did break your leg and you could not work for, you know, 3 months or something like that while you recovered, you know that you have 3 months of expenses. Now, for me personally, I am trying to get like a whole year's worth of expenses saved up for myself if for some reason, God forbid, something happened. And that's just because as a you know, as an entrepreneur, as someone who is self-employed, I don't want to risk that right now. And that's why I said there are some money goals I have, but I know I'm going to have to create some additional income streams in order to be able to save a certain amount. So that's what I'm kind of working on. So that if anything did happen or something happens with the business or something like that, I just want to have like some kind of safety net. So I would definitely encourage you to have a good emergency fund, probably at least of 6 months worth of expenses, so that if something were to happen, you still have a way to kind of pay yourself, as well as if it is a incident that is so debilitating that you cannot go back to work, that you have some time or some breathing room while you try and qualify for disability with the state. Because I have heard that can be a process. And Cynthia says, you're so right. We must have those hard conversations. Yeah, it's not fun conversations. I know I brought some of these conversations up with like my parents, and it's always like they quickly change the subject, especially my daddy. Like, I'm like, I need to know. I need to know where all, like, I need to know. Because I know he has several properties and stuff like that. I'm like, okay, daddy, I need to know all this information if something happened. Like, and not trying to like, I ain't trying to be arguing with nobody if you would have passed away. So who is all this stuff going to? Hold on, y'all. I am frozen. What is going on? All right, y'all. Sorry about that. I saw that I was frozen, but I see I'm back. April says, I got 4 down. April, you might be doing better than me because it's looking really, really sketchy right now. Really sketchy. April says it's great information. Thank you. Thank y'all. Cynthia says, yes, good, helpful information. And April says, I will chat GPT my financial planner. No, but chat GPT probably will get you some good information. Cynthia says, I invest in mutual funds to mitigate losses. I invest what I'm comfortable with. I just set it and forget it. Yes, that's the easiest way to do it. At one point in time, I had did that. I've gotten away from it and everything. I think I turned some of that stuff off like during the pandemic, and then I never set it back up or whatever. And that's why I said it's good to have these conversations, and I probably need to set like a reminder on my phone to have this type of conversation, or just kind of like reevaluate things at least like twice a year or even like every quarter or something, just to make sure I'm on track when it comes to my financial goals and things of that nature. Cynthia says, April, just the broke leg to your advantage as a part in your scenario with your mystery shopping persona. Y'all are silly. No one would suspect you to be mystery shopping. They probably wouldn't. They'd be like, who is out here mystery shopping with a broken leg? But you would be memorable. April says, I got about 5 years expenses saved. COVID was very good to me. Girl, you good. If you break that leg, then if you got that much saved, you should be okay. You should be fine. That is good. So April might be the most financially mature one out of all of us. And April says, that's true, Cynthia. They won't see it coming. And Cynthia says, yes, COVID taught me the importance of multiple streams of income. Yes, it was a good teacher. It was a rough teacher, but it was a good teacher. All right, y'all. So I have 30 things 30 things that I need to cover with you guys about how you can save your money to help you become more financially mature, and only got 15 minutes. So we'll see. I don't really want to make this a part one. I really don't. But so I'm gonna see how much I can get through. All right. So these are some ways to save your money. Some of these we have kind of talked about as well, either tonight as well as previously. One is track your expenses. You got to know what you are spending money on. That just kind of goes without saying. You have to know where are you allocating your money? What is your money going to? And I know it seems self-explanatory, but I have talked to so many different people, and it's like, hey, I make this amount of money, but I feel like I'm broke and I don't know where my money's going. A lot of people like, I hear that so many times. I don't know where my money's going or whatever. So you have to track your expenses to see what you are spending money on and where your money is going. Y'all know I always advocate with pay yourself first. Make savings a priority. I already talked about, I already automate my savings. I don't even see it as part of my paycheck. Pay yourself first. You paying all these other people. You paying the mortgage, you paying your rent, you paying the light bill, you paying the water bill, you paying the cable bill, you paying the internet bill. Pay yourself first, okay? Pay yourself first so that you can start saving up some money. The next thing you can do to kind of help you become financially mature and save money is find ways to cut your expenses or cut your spending. You can find free activities. If you want to go out, you can still go out. And y'all, there are a ton of things. I found that out when I was doing my no spend challenges, just the different things, especially now that the weather is warmer and stuff like that. You can find all kinds of free activities. Also, cut unused subscriptions and memberships. Eat out less. That, y'all, I had to stop. So there, y'all know, some days I work from home or whatever. And usually when I'm working from home, I'm like all into my work and I don't feel like stopping and getting something to eat, and there's not, and I'm definitely not cooking or whatever. So then I would, get DoorDash or whatever. Y'all, I got DoorDash last week. That food was nasty. I didn't eat it or whatever. And I said, I'll be doggone if I get this DoorDash this week or whatever. So today I made sure I got some groceries for me to have and for me to make like a quick meal for the days when I am working from home so that I am not tempted to DoorDash. So eat out less and bring your lunch and stuff to work. And if you are making an impulse purchase, you want to sleep on it before making any impulse purchases. And you might even want to, if it's an impulse purchase, you might want to set a limit. My limit is like, unless it's over $100, if it's more than $100, I'm gonna sleep on it. If it's less than $100 and it's something I see and I want, I'm gonna get it. Okay. But that's just me. Your limit might be $50, your limit might be $25, whatever it is. But if it's over that, whatever your limit is, you need to sleep on it before you make any type of impulse purchase. Not a necessary purchase, but an impulse purchase for something that you really don't need. Also, you should try and set savings goals, okay? If you're not really telling your money what to do, if you don't have a goal that you're working for, it's easy for you to kind of just spend money willy-nilly. And just set small goals and then grow from there to make bigger and bigger goals. And I'm going to say this, make sure you have an emergency fund. It kind of goes without saving. That can be one of your small goals, is have an emergency fund. I know I talked about Dave Ramsey before and how I don't really follow his advice like I used to or whatever, but he did have a good advice when it came to emergency fund, was to at least get a small emergency fund of $1,000. Now, once you get that $1,000, ultimately you should be working on an emergency fund of like 3 to 6 months of your living expenses. That $1,000 is not going to cover everything. Eventually, you want to try and get it to where you have like 6 months worth of living expenses in your emergency fund. In your emergency fund. Number 5 is plan for long-term financial goals or expenses. What I mean by that is, like, if you've had your car for 5 years, 6 years, 7 years, soon you're gonna need another car. So you need to start, or when you have that first big expense that your car has created and you have to take it into the shop or whatever, you need to start making some long-term goals about, okay, I'm going to probably need to replace this car in like the next couple of years, and start saving some money. Same thing goes to like home repairs, home renovations. You might need a new fridge, a new washer, dryer, that kind of thing. Don't let these little things slip up. I won't say little things because they're not little, but don't let these kinds of things slip up on you. Things are not going to last forever. They're going to break down. So if like We have been in our home for 10 years. Things are going to start breaking down. We are already saving up money for these types of expenses when they break down. So it's not like a surprise because the stuff is like 10 years old or whatever. Something's going to happen. So plan for long-term financial expenses. Automate your savings and automate your bill pay as well. I won't say I hate to say this, but I know a lot of people do not like this word, but create a budget or some type of savings plan. Y'all know I use the cash envelopes. The cash envelope, and I haven't been using them regularly. Let me be totally honest. But the cash envelopes is like a budget to me without being a budget, like a written down budget. And it's a good way for me to stay on track with my expenses. Once I know I've used up all the money in the envelope, that's it. I don't have a budget for it anymore. I don't have any more money for it. We talked about this earlier too, in regards to retirement. If your employer has a match, make sure you take advantage of the employer match. If you get a tax refund, you should be trying, don't think of that as like the fun money. I know a lot of people do, but you should be trying to save your tax refund, at least half of it. Like I won't say, save all of it. Have a little bit of fun, but at least half of it, you need to be I would suggest you put into savings, and that can be ways to kind of help build that emergency fund of your 3 to 6 months worth of living expenses and stuff. Now, here is the thing that I used to do, and that is save what you spend. And the goal of it was, if I can't buy it twice, I can't buy it once. And basically, if I bought something, let's say I spent $100 on something, I had to put $100 in savings. So I was doing that for a time period. I've gotten away from it. I think I'm going to implement it again. And that's why I say I need to kind of like remind myself about some of these things, because I did have some good money habits, and then I got away from it. So if I can't buy it twice, I can't buy it once. So you might want to try and do that. And that might cut down on some of your spending as well. And which brings me to the next point, is just think before you buy. Like, try to put things into perspective. Also, you might want to say, like, okay, if I worked, how many hours would I have to work before I could pay this thing off? So let's say, I don't know, you got something and it was $100 and you make $30 an hour or something like that. You know that you're going to have to work like 3.5 hours in order to even make back what you spent. Like, and then sometimes when you think of it that way, it's like, is it worth it? Is this worth me working 3.5 hours or half a day for this particular item? It just puts it into perspective. So think before you buy. And we talked about this one, do money affirmations. Speak positive things about yourself and about your money and about you creating money. This was the one, and I thought I wrote down the program. This is the one I was talking about, April. There is something called investment development. And I don't know, I said I was going to look into it, but I didn't get a chance to. But basically, there are programs, I guess, in different counties where you go to this program where you take financial classes or financial literacy classes, and they're teaching you how to save and invest. And let's say you say, I don't know, you've committed to saving $200 a month. For every $200 a month you commit to saving, they will match it and give you an additional $200 a month to kind of help you with your savings goal. And I think you have to commit to it for like 6 months, a year, something like that. But whatever you save, they will match it. As long as you go through their program and take the classes, and you can see if that is something that is offered in your city. We talked about this when it came to talking about building credit, and that is paying off your credit cards each month. We talked about the best way to do that. So check out the second credit building video where we discussed that. Also, be sure to check your credit report regularly so you can see what is on your credit report and make sure things are being reported properly. This is what I need to do, and that is automate my bill payments and stuff like that, so I don't get late fees for them being late or anything like that. Also, this is a thing, I realize I don't really use the ATM that much, but I know other people do. Make sure you're using your bank's ATM so you're not being charged those little small fees. You might be like, oh, it's only $3, it's only $5. Those little fees add up depending on how often you're pulling money out of the ATM. Something else we tend to spend I won't say a lot of money, but we tend to splurge and spend money on, and that is when we are giving gifts, especially around this time of year. This is graduation season. I love this time of the year with graduation and stuff like that. I just love seeing people start new journeys and stuff like that. But You might be invited to graduations or graduation parties and things like that. You need to create a gift giving budget, because you can't be blowing your budget because you spent gifts on Sally Sue and Jim and Jane and all them, okay? Because they graduated. Yes, it's nice. Yes, it's nice to give people the gifts, but have a gift budget. I actually have a gift envelope, so I contribute to that each month, or I'm supposed to be contributing that to each month. And usually when it's time for me to get a gift for somebody, that's what I'm looking at and seeing how much I have to spend for that. I talked about this before on my channel, and I have done it before too, and that is to do a no spend challenge. That really helps you to save money and see what you are spending money on. And I will say this, it helps. I know when I did it, it helped me to see some of the stuff that I was just spending, but maybe because I was bored or I was in a bad mood and I was like, let me go get this or whatever, or having a bad day and I was like, let me go get this to eat or something like that. But doing that no spend challenge, it helps you to really think about what you're spending money on, why you're spending money on, that you sit with some of your feelings that you're having and kind of sort those things out. Okay. We talked about this too. Bring your lunch to work, or make your own lunch. I should say make your own lunch, because you can easily bring your lunch to work and it was from Chipotle. Like, that's not bringing your lunch to work. That's not the ideal way to bring your lunch to work. Make your lunch at home and then bring it to work. Okay. Not from Chipotle. All right. And then reduce eating out. Make sure you have a grocery budget. Y'all, we are almost through. I got 4 minutes. Make sure you have a grocery budget, and then plan your grocery budget around the meals for that week. So oftentimes we'll go in the store when we're hungry. We just be spending randomly, just picking up stuff, buying when we're hungry. Get a budget, get a plan. As you can see, you just need a plan for everything. I know it doesn't sound fun. I know it sounds boring, but you just need to have a plan if you want to be successful with saving your money and everything. Also, if you do go out to eat, there are ways you can save money. And that is like by getting water. Don't get, any alcoholic beverages. Don't even get the regular beverages. Get you some water. And oftentimes, especially when I was heavy doing my cash envelopes, there would be times all I had was $5 left for my eating out budget. And guess what? I was like, I want to eat out and I'm going to have to get a kids meal. So you can also get a kids meal and stuff like that too, to kind of help save money. Next thing you can do is check your utility usage. That is like your electric, your water, your Wi-Fi, making sure you're not just being wasteful when it comes to that kind of thing. Also making sure nothing is draining, like making sure you don't have a toilet that is continuously running that is causing your water bill to go up or anything like that. Making sure your home is well insulated, not leaving windows and stuff open that can cause your electric bill or your utility bill to go up. Here's what I recommend, and I was heavy on it a couple of years ago, I still use it though. Use gas apps to save money on gas. Y'all know I'm big. I won't say I'm big, but I advocate for apps, any type of apps that can save money. So there are gas apps. You can also use grocery apps to get money back on the groceries that you spend. So look into that. We had a whole video about this one, and that is just live within your means. Avoid lifestyle creep. Okay. Live within your means. The other thing I want you to do is to become financially literate, and that is by educating yourself through platforms such as mine, as well as looking into other stuff and reading books and taking courses and things of that nature, to just be more financially literate so that you can do the best things with your finances. The other thing I'm an advocate for is to get a side hustle. So just to create another stream of income. Y'all know my philosophy is one source of income is too close to zero or too close to none. So get a side hustle. Also, if you can't get a side hustle or you just don't have time, look at ways where you can make career advancements. Like, can you get a raise? Can you get a promotion? Or talk to your employer to see, hey, what can I do to be able to go to the next step in this particular company? I would love to be able to do this, that kind of thing. Talk to them, see what opportunities are available for you to get a pay increase or benefits or, something like that, like disability, the different stuff, more health insurance and things of that nature. And then pay off debt. So, and that kind of goes without saying. So pay off your debt as well as manage your debt. We talked about that. Don't accumulate a whole bunch of new debt. And the last one, because that was 30, the last one I say, and this is like a bonus, and this is the heavy one, is just making sure you have adequate insurance coverage. And that could be the health insurance coverage, because you want to stay as healthy as possible. A lot of people have debt just from medical bills and things of that nature. Making sure you have adequate car insurance. You don't want to get into a motor vehicle accident and not be covered. And now you don't have any transportation for you to get to work, as well as what we talked about, like disability insurance and life insurance, those kinds of things as well. So making sure you have the right insurance coverage. So those are ways for you to get financially more mature. Y'all, I'm feeling good because we are right at an hour and I got it all out the way. I did not have to I did not have to make this a part 2. I'm going to check the comments. If you have any questions, please drop them in the chats, and I'm going to quickly answer those, and then we are going to hop off. All right, let's see. Let me take a sip because I was talking super duper fast trying to get through all that stuff. All right. Cynthia says, my mother is the one that keeps rescheduling our family meetings and avoiding the talk. That's a tough one. I would probably have a conversation with her. Like I would probably say, and I know this is your mama, and I don't know what the dynamic is. My mama know I'm like a straight shooter. I'm like, mama, I'd be like, Mom, I ain't got time. I don't know. Let me stop. But she knows she knows I'm a straight shooter and everything. So I would probably just next time you talk with her and probably like schedule the family meeting, I would probably just have a conversation and gently or, lovingly say, like last time this, the conversation, this particular meeting got rescheduled. I'm really hopeful that it won't get rescheduled again. I know this is a difficult topic for us to cover, but it's very important. And the reason why I want to have this conversation is because I really do care about you and I care about what can happen to you. I hate to think of you passing away, but it's going to inevitably happen to all of us. And we just want to make sure we have a plan in place. So I really hope that you will be able to make this particular meeting something along those lines. Just to kind of like address like, hey, you want to make sure you like, hey, I know this can be kind of hard. I know this can be kind of heavy, but it is something that is necessary. I know it can be something difficult. And you can even say like, I know we might not get through everything during this particular meeting. Like we might have to have another meeting. But I at least want to get the conversation started, so to speak. And then April says, yes, I learned how to diversify through COVID. April, you are on it, girl. And Cynthia says, I find that having accountability partners I think you mean investing. My son and nephew keep me in check and talk me off the ledges. Yes, that is always good. If you can have someone to help hold you accountable, as well as to encourage you and motivate you when you're going through different things in your financial journey. April says just 30 things in 50 minutes. She's like, I did it, girl. I did that. I was talking fast, but I did it. Cynthia says the Instapot is my friend when I really don't feel like cooking. It's the quick and at-home meals for me. That is good for you. So even with that, I'm just not planning. Like I probably could do like Instapot is quicker than the crock pot and everything. I need to get my whole life together. April says set it and forget it. And Cynthia says it's just me and my husband, so we have downsized a lot of stuff. For example, our fridge went out. We bought a smaller fridge that can hold the amount of food we use. Also, it helps us save on groceries. Yes, because if you have a smaller fridge, you don't have to buy as much stuff. And you probably, even if you were buying more groceries, I bet some of that food probably went to waste before you could even eat it. I know that's what happens sometimes at our house too. And then Cynthia also says, my preference is Zelle. If someone insists on sending me PayPal or Cash App, I make them include the fee it will cost me to pull the money. What? I didn't know there was a fee with Cash App. I didn't know that. I don't know. I've never gotten a fee, but I don't use it that often. But I could be wrong. April. April says, I will bring a bottle of wine in my purse if I had to, by any means necessary. Whatever you have to do. I feel you. Those little mini bottles be coming in handy, huh? Cynthia says, tip, mystery shop you eating out to get the meal reimbursed. We do that a lot. Yes. My husband, like I said, I've gotten away from doing the mystery shopping. I actually did do one. Y'all, I did one shop. Oh, let me tell y'all this real quick. I did one shop. Was it like last week, 2 weeks ago, something like that? That was my first shop I had did in months, and it was an easy shop. Took 2 minutes to do. And it was a food shop, y'all. Tell me why I fell asleep and didn't do the report. I woke up. I did it that next morning though. But Lord Jesus, that's what I said. I can't do these shops anymore. I'm not committed like I used to be. April says, and the coupon apps are good too. Yes. Yeah, I've gotten away from the coupon apps. Not because anything is wrong with them. It's just me. It's just I need to just look into them again. Jay Watt says, any book suggestions about financial literacy that won't put me to sleep? Funny that you should ask. I think you had jumped on late, Jay Watt. So part of the church announcements is starting next week. I am going to be reading Tiffany Aliche, who is the Budgetnista, her book, Get Good with Money. So that is a good one to read. I have to look and see. And then We Should All Be Millionaires is a great book. It's not about financial literacy, but it is about getting your money right, like or increasing your income. We Should All Be Millionaires by Rachel Rodgers. That is a good one. But I'm going to be reading Tiffany's book again. And then each week I'm going to be bringing like the highlights from the particular chapter to share with you guys about ways to get good with money. She also she did a documentary on, I want to say on Netflix. I have not seen the documentary, but I heard it's good, where they go through and help people with their different financial things. I'm trying to think of anything. I can't think of any books off the top of my head about financial literacy. I have to look. I'll look in my library, my Audible library, and see what I have, and try to come with some books next week as well. But I will be reading Get Good with Money by Tiffany Aliche if you want to check that out. And then Cynthia says, April, I thought I was the only one who does that. I'll bring my tequila or Grand Marnier and my flask in my purse. Oh, y'all are a mess. Y'all are a mess. Cynthia says, for JY, I don't have a particular book, but try finding Audible books. You can listen while in the car too. Yes, and also go to your library. Well, I won't say go to your library, but if you don't already have like a library card, get a library card. And then oftentimes you can get audiobooks through the library. And I know my library has like 2 different online things of audiobooks and ebooks that they use. And one of them is like really good for like the self-help, financial literacy, that kind of stuff books. The other one is more like, regular like fiction and stuff books. So see what your library has and see if they have some audiobooks that you can possibly get. And then y'all are a trip. April says, Cynthia, I need your purse. All right. And then Jay Watt says, good idea about an Audible book. All right. So that is all. I hope that has been helpful to you guys. Hopefully y'all will take some of these steps. Oh, real quick, before you go. So, because we are trying to become more financially mature, I want y'all to put in the chat, what is one thing that you are going to do this month to become more financially mature? What is one thing that you are going to do? Put it in the chat for me so I can see what y'all are going to be doing. And I'm going to look. Y'all not putting nothing in the chat. Y'all not going to do nothing to become more financially mature. I'm going to put mine in real quick because I need to do this for real. So I just dropped mine in there. I'm going to be automating my bills. And JY also says, I do the library app and looking now. Yeah, see what they have. Y'all ain't got nothing y'all going to be doing this month to become more financially mature. So y'all telling me y'all already financially mature. Y'all all fully grown up. Is that what y'all saying? Y'all all fully grown up. Okay, here y'all go. Maybe there was a delay. J Watt says I gotta work on saving. All right. So next week I'm gonna ask you about it. Hold on. I should screenshot this, but no, what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna write it down because I'm gonna ask y'all about it. So next week, J Watt, you working on saving. And then April says, April's sophisticated, y'all. She is creating her ChatGPT financial planner. And I want to update y'all. I want to see how y'all are doing because we are going to be encouraging each other in this journey. What's up, Nancy? I didn't know you were on. Good to see you again. Nancy says she is going to be cooking at home instead of eating out, I'm assuming. So you want to tell us some of those good meals that you've had. April says, I'm still growing. And then Cynthia says, I like the idea of putting money in savings that I'll spend on big ticket items. All right, so Cynthia is doing savings as well. All right, no one else? No one else? Did I miss anybody? Hold on. She says, but Cynthia says, with the short term, I will use the coupon apps more. So savings and coupons. And Cynthia, you're usually pretty good with those apps. You are like an app queen, finding these unique and different apps and stuff like that too. So, all right, nobody else want to drop anything in or what they'll be doing. I'm going to be checking on y'all. Like I said, I'm going to automate my bills. So I have to let y'all know what I get automated, y'all. So, but anyway, all right, I have kept y'all on here long enough. Thank y'all for joining me. And I look forward to next week. We'll be talking about how you can get good with money. So this was a little appetizer. Tiffany Aliche and her book is going to be bringing the main course on next week. All right, take care, guys.